Hey everybody, this is for Creator Fundamentals. Hey, enjoy your channel. I'm Zenny Abraham, by the way, with Zenny62, but Zenny62 Media Incorporated. But I wanted to respond to your vlog. Uh, I don't know if you noticed this, but I reread the terms of service, and Google YouTube is very careful to explain that they may. And in legal terms, may doesn't mean will, it means possibly, but maybe not. Withhold royalty taxes. I thought that was strange because if they're going to pay as a royalty, if they're paying me as a royalty, then it's incumbent upon me to pay that tax, not them. You see what I'm getting at? So I think that they need to explain that. And I'm going to reach out, and I would appreciate if you would reach out as well and have them explain that, because that applies to partners. They made it clear that what I'm explaining to you applies to partners. So does that mean that if I happen to make what, 2,000 a month, that's a 10% cut of what they pay me? If somebody were fortunate enough to get 100,000, that means it's a 22% cut, from them, and Google gives that to the government. And then again, does Google really do that? Google could figure out, we'll store that, or some type of way of floating it, right? I mean, how do we know that they're actually giving that to the government straight away? But most important for us, if it's our job to pay on those royalties, okay, that should be explained in the terms of service. It's not. It's not. Because if we have to pay that, that then factors into whatever deductions we may get. I mean, for example, a number of influencers get to declare, or excuse me, are write-offs for people who hire them. If corporation XYZ hires you as an influencer, that's actually a marketing write-off, a marketing expense write-off for them. Okay? And the benefit to you is, well, you get hired, but also there are other benefits tax-wise that come with that. I don't want to get too far down into the weeds. My point is, I can offset that royalty tax that I would have to pay from Google YouTube. You see what I'm getting at? I can offset that. But if they are cutting my hair straight away before I get the money, I don't get a chance to do that. So Google YouTube really has some, as I say, splaining to do there. Now, regarding the situation where if you are not a YouTube partner, they reserve the right to put an ad up and make 100% of the revenue from that. I always thought that was there. In other words, and I have to admit something else too. I'm glad this happened because I feel that being a YouTube partner is a special thing. And over the years, I've been a YouTube partner since early 2008. Over the years, YouTube has taken various steps where being a YouTube partner, it seemed to me, was less sacred. But before I go there, let me explain this point. I'm happy it's happening now, but I thought that if you made a video, regardless of your status, and the video went viral, YouTube let you make money from that. That was a policy. It sounds like now they're taking that away. All right? And that is a bad thing. But approximately, I would say back in 2013, Google had established this policy of compensating anyone that made a viral video. Remember that? And I don't know if that was to avoid a lawsuit or what. I bet credits to Navy Beans, there was a thinking there such that they didn't want to be sued for basically taking money that rightfully was someone else's who created a video. Now, were there legal changes that made it okay for Google YouTube to say, hey, you know what? That's on our platform. We put ads up against that. That's our money. I don't know. But for their sake, I would hope so, because I would think that would open up a gigantic class action lawsuit at some point in the future. They're playing with fire, as opposed to what they should do is establish a 50-50 split. I have that with YouTubers on my channel, ZA62. You get 50% of the ad revenue that your videos make on a per month basis. That's fair. I think YouTube should establish that same relationship for creators who have ads on their channels. But then let's think that through. Okay. If that happens, you have anybody and their mother, and I apologize for what seems to be confusing, but this is new, and there's some confusion here. That's why if I sound confusing, it's because there is some confusion to be dealt with. Look, if everybody got compensated, as is the case now, for video that they put up on YouTube, if ads were there and they got compensated, they all, for all practical purposes, would be a YouTube partner. And that thereby cheapens the meaning of being a YouTube partner. So let's take the whole picture. Let's take creator fundamentals. Let's take the whole picture from their perspective, from Google YouTube. Let's look at it as it is. We're partners. That means we've reached the right watch time requirements and the view count requirements. Bravo. All right. A standard person we call a creator who is not a partner hasn't done that. Now, let's say they take the steps to become a partner. Guess what? That means that their volume of production in videos is up to a point that they're being compensated for. My argument is that they are less likely to take a loss because of the pure volume of production of videos that results from their partner status, not to mention what it took for them to reach partner status. You understand what I'm getting at? We make a lot of vlogs. They gain significant watch time in some cases. And they gain significant views in some cases. The best do both. So I think that's the way it would play out. A person who makes a video, however, that goes viral, it sounds to me like they're out in the cold. And for that, I think Google YouTube would be in trouble. I don't know how they square that circle. I think they need to have a scaled form of compensation for anyone whose video might go viral. But it has to go viral. What's the definition of viral? Well, we know what that is. Generally a video that gains something like 50,000, or I would say up to over 10,000 views in one day. But it does beg the question, though, right? What is viral? What is the official definition of a viral video? Whatever that numeric mark is, Google YouTube should establish that mark, even if it's actually a scalar. Fine, and then proceed. But right now, it seems like a dicey proposition for them to try to say to anyone who's just making a video. By the way, you put a video up there, all that ad revenues and money is ours. Now, for those of you who are looking for shelter, hey, come to Zenny62. Join the team. We have our own terms. All right, subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com. We'll see you. And hey, creator, I want creator fundamentals. I'd love to hear your take on this. Thanks.